NBA Commissioner Adamsilver has officially addressed the growing turmoil within the WNBA, saying that while a new collective bargaining agreement will absolutely get done, the league faces serious relationship issues between leadership and players that must be repaired for long-term success. His remarks came after weeks of escalating tension that turned the WNBA's strongest growth year into one of its most divisive moments. At the center of this storm stands Caitlinclark, whose massive popularity has both elevated and complicated the WNBA's internal politics. Since joining the league, Clark has become a cultural force, drawing record viewership and sponsorships while also spotlighting player frustrations about pay, respect, and leadership transparency. Her public support for Minnesota Lynx star Napheesacollier, who recently accused Commissioner Caitlinclark of a lack of accountability, added new fuel to the fire. Clark echoed the sentiment that players deserve more voice in league decisions, saying that the WNBA's future depends on trust, respect, and equal treatment. Silver's intervention marks a rare move for an NBA commissioner in WNBA affairs. While he praised Engelbert for leading historic growth, highlighting new media deals, higher attendance, and the arrival of new franchises, he acknowledged that the league's success has exposed deeper fractures. Silver described the dispute as growing pains of a league entering its next era, stressing that rebuilding trust between leadership and players is just as critical as negotiating salaries or benefits. Behind the scenes, the WNBA Players Association remains locked in negotiations over a new collective bargaining agreement, set to expire on October 31, 2025. Players opted out early, signaling dissatisfaction not only with financial terms, but also with how the league treats their input. They've called for improved travel conditions, medical care, and marketing efforts that reflect each team's value equally, not just star-driven exposure. Cathyengelbert, facing widespread criticism, has since promised to do better and rebuild dialogue with players. She acknowledged that the situation has become too personal, and that her comments about players being grateful for the platform were poorly received. Her response, however, has not fully calmed the backlash. Prominent athletes like Collier, Wilson, and Clark continue to emphasize the need for change not only in policy but in culture. As negotiations unfold, public attention has never been higher. Every move by the league is being watched closely by fans, sponsors, and media partners, many of whom credit Clark's entry for the surge in interest. The irony is that the very growth she helped ignite has exposed tensions that were long ignored. Silver's remarks suggest a delicate balancing act ahead, preserving momentum while repairing relationships fractured by mistrust. The WNBA now stands at a crossroads. If Silver, Engelbert, and player leaders can turn conflict into collaboration, the league could emerge stronger than ever, with players finally sharing fully in the growth they helped create. But if miscommunication continues, the risk of long-term damage to morale, reputation, and unity is real. Caitlinclark may not have intended to force change, but her presence has made it impossible for the league to look away from the issues that define its future.